How's it going, Aquarius community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. Now, some key words here, Aquarius, to end 2025 with is walk, crawl, or whatever, but just don't give up. 2025 has been a year of many tests for you while you search for something in particular. That something is a deeper sense of knowing who you are. Just know you seeking this is something that money can't buy. Keep at it, because the more you learn through the challenges, the further you will go when it comes to evolving into the person you want to be, Aquarius. Oh my goodness. I like this. I really like this. As a fellow Aquarius, I'm not going to lie, I've been met with a lot of energy today. Whether it's from others or even from myself, it's just like some days we're trying to move forward. We're trying to progress, whether it's with new habits, new routines that we're trying to do. And sometimes we are met with so many challenges. And maybe one of the things to recognize through the challenges is our dedication, the level of dedication that this fixed air sign has. Aquariuses can be very stubborn. Aquariuses are not quick to give up. And that's something to be proud of yourself. You know, the fact that you carry such a high level of dedication. So something that is right at the top of everything is a new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. Taking time for yourself, taking care of yourself. Something I really like to tell my clients now is through small acts of self-care. That is how we combat the stress. So making sure that even though on the days that are rough, the days you feel like you're not moving forward, still stay up on that self-care. Something you're not seeing is nothing will come of this situation. And what I'm hearing is that overly fretting on things, especially when things aren't going your way, when you're perceiving life just to be one big hurdle that you can't seem to get over. Something else you're not seeing is communication is key, and you're at odds ends with this. The communication that we have within ourselves, to ourselves, about ourselves, going between the light and the darks of things when we are running into our challenges. So keep that in mind, keep that in mind, keep that in mind. Being nice with yourself, especially when it comes to communicating with yourself. Something else that you're not seeing that you're at odds ends with is don't let pride get in your way. Oh my goodness. Aquariuses are not quick to ask for help or not quick to ask for support. Aquarius energy tends to shoulder a lot of their burdens by themselves, choosing not to unload it on anybody else. But don't let your pride get in the way. Every once in a while, admit that you need help. Every once in a while, seek out that support. It doesn't make you any less of a person. And the real ones, what I can say is the real ones will not look at you like you're trying to burden them. They will be there to support you as well, because you are worth it and they care about you. Something else you're not seeing and that you're confused on is you are good enough. Aquariuses, who is guilty of overthinking things, especially when it comes to ourselves? Oh, I'm right there with you. Believe in the impossible. It's really out there. whatever it is, why you're doing what you're doing, the healing that you've done, the reasons why you keep moving forward, and the reasons why you haven't given up. Because deep down, you know there's something that you're working towards. There's something that you really want. Now, let's get out of the depths of thinking it's not for you. Let's get out of the depths of thinking that it is not possible for you. Because like I was telling Libra and their story, is what you focus on are the things that you will only see around you. So if you make things impossible for you, then you will look for every single reason on why it's impossible for you. Something else you're not seeing and that you're at odds ends with is have faith. Dear Aquarius, have faith in your dreams. They're possible. Something's out there. Not creating so much expectation to where it has to be a certain way. That's the thing. Our expectations tend to be our undoers, because the divine always has a plan in line for us, and it's not always the way we script it in our minds. So let's keep going. Another Leo card. Confidence is your key to success. Having the free will, knowing that you have the will to do it, knowing that you don't have to self-sacrifice. That's something else too about Leo energy, is they are a very self-sacrificing energy, and something here you're at odds ends with, but you do see it. This is why you've kept working. This is why you've gone a little bit deeper into the knowledge about yourself when it comes to 2025. Is step out of your comfort zone. Head to that north node. I really feel like that is the theme for Aquarius for 2026. Stepping out of that south node, what you already know, and stepping into where you're meant to go. A lot of times we hold ourselves back because of the views that we have on ourselves. I think 2026 is definitely the year where Aquarius will step more authentically into themselves, and they will be able to project that out into the world, because that is the 5th house right there, is externalization of self. And that is 2 Leo cards you have right here. And with Virgo, 6th house, it is self-examination and improvement. But the thing is, it comes at the communication that you have with yourself. Are you really feeling the depths that you've swam within yourself? Or are you still viewing things as you only stood at a surface level? That could be something too. Recognizing the work that you have been putting in. Recognizing the loyalty and the dedication that you have to the things that you are loyal to, Aquarius. All right, so let's get diving into the present here. Oh my goodness, so much comes out. First thing that you're at a distance with, you're at a far distance with, is this 8 of Swords. You know, being able to say enough is enough. I'm tired of this one view on myself, and I am okay to move forward. This tells me there's still a little bit of work to be done when it comes to the fixed view in our thoughts that we have about things, how we over focus on things that take away from us. So it could be always focusing in on the things that you do wrong, opposed to always focusing in on the things that you are doing right. Something right here we're confused on is it comes down to judgment. It comes down to judgment and being able to leave the old ways behind, something else you're not seeing. It could be the old ways of how we view relationships with others, especially when it comes down to even how we think, how we communicate about it. Sometimes people will walk around saying there's nothing there for me because, there's just, life has nothing out there for me. And if you repeat that enough, you will start to believe it, and you will start to go into routine for that. Something else here has to do with Six of Cups, the past relationships, not feeling the success of those past relationships. And this is something that you still focus in even on the immediate moment, or in the immediate moment, in the present here. This is something also that kind of takes away from you believing in the impossible, and also having faith in the things that you really want. Why? Because there's something here that you have an idea about when it comes to stability, something when it comes to having a certain kind of personal success. But what's hard is you don't know how to get unstuck from this past view. Past view could be how you see yourself as an individual and the stability that you've built around you. Sometimes we can be very, very hard on the things that we have around us because it doesn't look like the success of what society says is success. And that's not true. And that could be something here that you over harbor on. Maybe there's something here that you wish you had more around you. A few other things for the present is the Wheel of Fortune to the Five of Swords, both in reverse. Now, this Wheel of Fortune talks about optimism. The Five of Swords talks about putting down conflict. Now, you're a little bit backwards compared to Libra. Libra runs away from the conflict, whereas you just look at conflict as this is just the thing that comes in the barrel of apples. No matter if there's a few rotten apples, there's just always some kind of conflict. The conflict has to do with you personally feeling like you're the one who brings the conflict. So that makes me feel like, in a sense, this is the thing that you need to leave behind, is feeling like you're always the one who is the conflict when it comes to the relationships around you, whether with people, with places, and or things. And that really does make sense here in how all these cards come out, because if we have this belief that we're the ones who cause the undoings of things, or causes us not being able to pair up with others because of how we are, then we're only taking that one view on ourselves, and we're only communicating really negatively about ourselves, and we can't get to anywhere because we only believe in that one side of things. And this is why that nothing will come of this situation, because nothing is. If you keep believing that you are the conflict, you are the reason why things don't work out, then nothing will ever happen. Nothing good will come in, and you will always believe that you are the one who's the undoer of things. Oh, Aquarius. Oh my goodness. Trust me, you could be the most awesomest person in the world, and you could not see it because you have this view that you feel like you're the reason why things come undone. This is a very hard view to have on yourself as a person. This is a view where somebody likes to self-blame a lot. And that is something that happens. This is something that's learned. This is something that is used also as a security blanket, depending on what you've went through in your life from a younger age until now. Sometimes it's easier to put the blame on ourselves and move forward with that kind of notion instead of actually learning, seeking out the truth of why the situation that we're going through is happening. You have to be careful with that notion. You have to be careful with that view. And this is something that really, really takes from you, especially when it comes to your emotional side. And it's something that you overly harbor on when it comes to the past relationships as well. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Fixed air sign. You've overanalyzed and you've overthought, and you've decided to put yourself as the one to blame. Oh, that's a hard one. That is a hard one to shoulder. That is a hard one to get out from being under. But the first step is recognizing it. The first step is becoming conscious of it. So I hope, excuse me, I hope this helps. I really do hope this helps in putting this out there for you. So let's go ahead and call in our angels of protection. Angels, angels of protection, please help guide us and protect us as we go through the block. This judgment is the judgment right here that is just messing with you. It's messing with your confidence. It's messing with you being able to build more stability within yourself. It even messes with the progressiveness, the progressive view that you have on yourself, especially when it comes to the things that you are very passionate about, Aquarius. And the reason why I say that is the Judgment card comes out again, this time almost in reverse. And the Judgment card has to do with our optimism. It has to do with how we view the things that we love and the things that we want to relate to. It also has to do with our free will. And it has to do with how we handle conflict. And what I feel like is this type of judgment that you put on yourself is kind of like the shutdown mechanism. Like I said, this is something that you have learned in your past and that you have gotten really, really good at when it comes to how you've invested even in your own stability. Maybe it's just easier to put the blame on you than to actually go searching for the truth of things. And like I said, this is something that you've had an emotional view on since you were much younger, much younger. The whole thing is when it comes to your past relationships, when it comes to the things that you were really passionate about, something just always left you spinning your wheels. Something always made you feel like you were the one, you were the problem, you were the cause, you were the ill person, the ill-intentioned person. But a lot of times when it comes to these past type of relationships, whether with parents, other family members, with different partners that we have, whether in business, whether in relationships, this is something that you've done a lot of practice in. It's been really easy to blame yourself, as I've mentioned much before. But this is the same thing that I'm hearing that handicaps you. I mean, let's get down to business when it comes to actually looking at how these past relationships with these others have hung us up. And not only hung us up, but we hung ourselves up for them. In a sense, you know, taking away from ourselves to make another happy. I think all of us can side with that in some way of trying to make somebody else feel comfortable. I mean, Aquariuses are unique. Aquariuses love deeply, no matter what anybody says, because the fact is if you get on Aquarius's bad side, they ain't got time for you. They're not even going to acknowledge you. You don't exist to them. But when they love you, when Aquarius has love for you, they will do this. They will do this type of thing. They will self-sacrifice. They will put the blame on themselves. They will go through so much for the others that we love. And I think this is something that's a part of learning about yourself. Aquarius is the level of dedication, the level of loyalty, and the level of love that you have. I think that's something to learn about, because it's not a negative thing. Honestly, the self-sacrificing that you did in the past, where it came to blaming yourself for others, no matter who they were, but it was just something that's happened throughout your life, was you always trying to see people from the higher view, even though they weren't higher up people. But because of your love for them, you always wanted to keep them up in their higher view. I'll tell you something right here, right now. I have people that I've always had love for. I'm not gonna lie, even people I didn't meet, but I just loved their career, what they did with their careers and stuff like that, their backstories to that. And I would have chances to meet them, and I never wanted to take it, because deep down, if I met somebody who wasn't the image that they put themselves off to be, and they were a narcissist that just operated and taking advantage of people, it would hurt. It would hurt to actually see who's behind the mask. So I would run from certain things so that I won't have to confront that fear of learning who that person actually is. And I think that's something that's here for you, Aquarius. I think that is something that could be a hard pill, I'm hearing to say, that could a hard pill to swallow for you. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing to say. And I mean, sometimes, and I've said this for the Gemini story recently, sometimes some people freaking suck, and running around trying to blame yourself for their behaviors or whatever they're doing is not the key. And maybe that's a part of your pride right there. What it is having confidence, taking care of yourself, giving to yourself, having faith in what you're dreaming about, believing in the possible, even if that means stepping on the toes of these others' images when it comes to taking off their masks, or the mask to the situations. And that's done with one step at a time, Aquarius. Like I said, it's definitely learning how to unfocus, learning how to get away from the routine of blaming yourself. I say this many times, and this is something that I really, really try to ingrain into my own children, is you are not responsible for other people's emotions. Yes, we can have an effect on others' emotions, but the only one who can own their actions, own their emotions, is that individual. That's it. You could do stuff that's going to affect it, but on the larger scale, they are responsible for their actions. They're responsible for their own feelings. And this is something here that I think for 2026 could really, really help Aquarius, as well as unfocusing from the things that hang you up. And that's that self-blaming type of energy. And start to focus in on all the things that you are doing that is positive, that is passionately driven, because you are still making progress here. You still have many things that you have overcame. But still, we have this self-blaming energy here. How can we hold more optimism towards ourselves in a positive light for all the conflicts that we've put down that wasn't good for us, and stop blaming ourselves for us needing to walk away from it? There's no need to blame ourselves. The simple thing is we needed to walk away. We needed to do what we needed to do for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we have to learn how to have our own back. And when we stay in situations that promote a person self-blaming, then that is not a healthy place to be, Aquarius. Alrighty, so we've reached the conclusion. So I have the White Light Oracle here. And the White Light Oracle we use a little bit differently, because this is just to kind of reconfirm how you're feeling inside, reconfirm the messages that have been given to you. So divine and universal energy, help guide us into understanding the positive messages here for the Aquarius community. So white light here. Excuse me, some of these ones I have a little trouble pronouncing, but I will do my best. So I have number 3, Obadiah. So really encasing ourselves within ourselves to fill out who we are. And then I have 30A, Davaro Patro or Patra, opening up to that inner guidance that we've been growing through. Even though you've been self-blaming this whole time, Aquarius, you've been putting in work, you've been healing, you've been progressing. You haven't given up yet. And our last one, 22, AN Sof Aru. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with number 3. Alright, Obadiah. Do not turn away from your path, nor from what you know in your heart to be true, no matter what appears to be, nor what logic may dictate. Trust what your heart is telling you. You are safe and protected by spirit. You are spiritually empowered with all you need to manifest your authentic soul path. You have what it takes to connect with the light and live that connection in a particular way, which contributes positive energy to our human collective. I really like that. I mean, like I said, Aquarius, we are in our minds a lot. We would rather take a logical view to things opposed to taking an emotional view. Maybe at the time you started this self-blaming way in your past, it made sense to do it back then because it solved the problem at the time. And it just put an end to things. It put an end to some kind of conflict that was happening, and things were able to move forward. But this is something that you have grown into routine of. This is why it is a very good thing to start to heal this, to start to fill things out when it comes to you wanting to go back to that routine of self-blaming. All right, so we're going to jump to 22. AN Sof Aru. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being led onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success, and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experiences. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for your successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. It really speaks upon working through this, and don't let the distractions derail this, because it sounds like you're gonna have some kind of success, and the success could have a challenge with it. This is why confidence is the key here, and not letting your pride get in the way, but also having that good communication with yourself, Aquarius. All right, so our last one up, Devar Patra. Out of confusion, a clear and progressive pathway is opening up for you. It is a auspicious time to give generously of yourself to others. Enrich the quality of your connections, expressing spiritual blessings of goodwill and encouragement from your heart. A powerful blessing is entering your world. A prayer is now being answered in a beautiful way. Spirit gives freely and generously of all good things, and the task of humanity is to learn how to receive. The key to receiving is an open, surrendered, generous, and trusting heart. Oh. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I feel like to propel yourself forward to these dreams, to the things that you feel impossible, healing this part to you, getting out of the self-blaming, the self-sacrificing routine. And that will open other doors for you, Aquarius, because you will stop looking for reasons to blame yourself for things that really have nothing to do with you. In a sense, maybe you're there. Right time, right moment, wrong time, wrong moment. But the thing is, you have to remember others have their free will. Others are able to choose between the right and the wrong, the good and the bad, and all that stuff that's in between. And it's not up to you to keep blaming yourself for others and their choices, just like it's not up to you to self-sacrifice yourself by blaming yourself to try and put an end to things so people will move on. Sometimes people need to swallow that hard pill of recognizing when they're not just part of the problem, they are the problem, instead of waiting for somebody else to take the blame. Oh my goodness gracious, Aquarius, it's time to release yourself, time to hold a more progressive view when it comes to the optimism, and it's time to rebuild. It's time to see things from a fresher view when it comes to the emotions of things and how things cycle from the past up until now. And spreading your wings through the passion that you hold within, to still have faith in your dreams and to believe in the impossible. But remember, Aquarius, communication is going to be the biggest key here. Being able to get out of the dark side when it comes to communicating within yourself to yourself and going more towards the light. Having the confidence that you don't need to self-sacrifice yourself by putting the blame always on you, because guess what? You're good enough. You're taking care of stuff. And this is a way to give to you. Because guess what? That self-blaming energy that has happened since the past is only taken away from you emotionally on how you see the success of things. And nothing's going to come about that or from that, Aquarius. And it's time. It's time to step out of what you've once known and start to step towards where you are meant to go. That healing, that knowing, that opening up and communicating to the heart of things. Sometimes we have to understand that building stability doesn't require us trying to self-sacrifice for others to leave us stuck. The things to build here is having confidence when we say enough is enough. And not putting the blame on ourselves. Again, not self-sacrificing, not using the dark side of the ego to make it all make sense. We're going to be okay when we tell people enough is enough. And we're not going to take it out on ourselves, because guess what? We're going to go deeper within, especially when it comes to how we put out the judgment to things. And understanding that, again, we don't always have to blame ourselves, Aquarius. Oh my goodness. I really like this one. This one hit home. It's had a really good message. And thank you so much for being the last ones up. You know, your patience really means a lot to me. So this is going to conclude it. Don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming in and helping out with all these positive messages. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.